What's going on, horror fans? I am BroncoJuggalo.
And this is Bill.
And we are back with the next entry in our Phantasm review series. Today we are doing Phantasm 2 from 1988, directed by Don Coscarelli, starring Angus Scrimm, Reggie Bannister, bringing in a new person to play Mike instead of A. Michael Baldwin. We now have James LaGrosse. In this outing in the Phantasm franchise, Mike and Reggie are hunting the tall man. That's practically our story.
Yeah.
They are hunting the tall man. Mike has this psychic connection with a girl he's never met before that he loves, who is also seeing visions of the tall man. And they all converge and they hunt the tall man, and there's a big confrontation. And honestly, I had a fucking blast with this movie.
This is a good film.
Yeah, I really did enjoy it. I thought it was honestly better than the first one. I know people are going to be like, oh, you're crazy. No. I liked it better. I know the critics bashed it. I like this movie way more than the first one. This movie only made $7 million on a $3 million budget. And had a much higher budget than the original and made a lot less money. Technically considered a box office failure. I still enjoyed it.
It is a good movie, dude. It is.
The movie was filmed in a much more conventional style than the first. Don Coscarelli did not want to make a sequel.
No, he didn't.
He did not know of a story. He thought that the ending of the first one was pretty conclusive, but the studio wanted sequels, and if they were going to make it, he said he was going to be the one to do it.
And we got this.
Yep. Getting into pros and cons, I'm going to start with cons. Personally, I thought the is it real, is it not real, kind of wore a little thin. They really overused that horror trope. And I
can forgive it.
It's halfway through this movie, I'm like, okay, that's too much for that. Just forget that part. It's all real. Fuck it. And I got it on. So
I can forgive that part of this film. I really can.
Okay.
You know, it didn't bother me as much, but, well, apparently it bothered you.
It just gets annoying. It's like the ending of all those Friday the 13th movies where, well, were they dreaming, were they not? It gets annoying. Once it's overused, it just wears thin. So.
Friday the 13th?
Yeah, at the end of the Friday the 13th movies, in the first one, Jason pops out of the water and grabs her and drags her under, but then she wakes up in the hospital. Same thing in part 2 happens where Jason comes through the window, but then she wakes up in the hospital. Part 3, the same thing happened where Mrs. Voorhees comes up out of the lake. Part 4, it just goes on and on. It gets really annoying. You don't know at the end if they were dreaming or if it was real.
Oh, okay. I can get that.
Yeah, it bothers me after a while.
Alright, my first con for this film, rehashing old footage. It has its place. It does have its place. But, and yeah, gotta remember, 9 years between these movies. Mm-hmm. But,
it gets on your nerves.
Little too much.
Yeah.
Little too much rehashed old footage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Hey, at least it's not as bad as Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, where it's 45 fucking minutes of the movie. Literally, 45 minutes of the fucking movie is rehashed. Guys, my next con is actually my last con, and it's that what we talked about in the first one, there are still some pretty major fuck-ups in this movie that shouldn't be happening. I only noticed 2 this time, but they still shouldn't have happened. It is what it is. I'm not trying to nitpick, but when it stands out like a sore fucking thumb, I can't help but notice.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. When it sticks out that badly, you can't ignore it. You cannot ignore it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but he's right. It was a lot less in this film. Way less.
Yep. That's all I got to say for cons. How about you? You got anything else?
I've got one more con for this film. Did I say con? Or
yep.
Con.
Con. Go ahead. Okay. He's been drinking.
No shit. Okay, my last con for this film is let's use the improvised flamethrower inside the store.
That was funny.
Why didn't everything light on fire?
Yep. That was a fuck up.
Oh, we made an improvised flamethrower in the store that we're robbing. Yes, we are also robbing the store.
They did drop a bunch of money in the cash register. Personally, I would have just taken the money out, but that's just me. Hey man, supplies are needed.
Yeah. But still,
Reggie must be one rich fucking ice cream man.
Improvised flamethrower in the store. Oh wow, we're not burning to death?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe they just got lucky?
Maybe so. Into pros, guys. First pro for me is that this movie starts off intense. It really jumps on it. We get a really awesome battle. And unlike the first movie, this one keeps it up. It's not always a fight, but there is good pacing throughout. We have a awesome start, and it keeps up with the film.
It does. It's not slow at all.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps going and going and going. And not any... You okay?
Yeah, just tired.
Yeah, me too, man. But...
For you, what you were saying?
Yeah.
We were talking about the pacing being good.
Yes. Pacing.
Anyways, what's your first pro?
Oh, shit.
Go ahead and look.
My first pro for this film is the tall man again. He is still creepy as shit.
Yeah, does a really good job in this. Kind of, like you said, at the end of the movie was channeling his inner Freddy Krueger.
Oh,
you know, at the end. But yeah, it was really good. Added to the tall man, we now have some taller, well, they're not the little dwarf creatures, the Jawas. There's these really creepy fucking, like, usher guys.
Yeah, those two, they almost look like twins.
Yeah, and then there's the dude with the fucking gas mask. And I'm like, so what are these guys supposed to be? But it did really come off. It did come off very creepy. This movie, to me, kind of gave a John Carpenter Escape from New York feel to it. Mixed in with a little bit of Hellraiser.
Yeah.
And you thought that it kind of felt a little bit like Salem's Lot.
I did. The whole hunting the tall man.
Mm-hmm.
The whole hunting the tall man. It felt like Salem's Lot. And then the tall man, I didn't realize this in the first film, but he reminds me a lot of Flag.
Yep.
He reminds me of Stephen King's character Flag.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it does. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of Flag. He reminds me of Flag. And the whole hunting them thing. Seems like Salem's Lot at the very end of Salem's Lot.
Right. I can definitely agree with that for sure. The next thing I wanted to talk about was that I love the fact that we get inner monologues from not one, but all three main characters. That's something I don't think I've seen in any movies, especially horror films. If there ever is an inner monologue, it's usually the main character telling the story.
Not.
In this case, we get 3 different views from 3 different characters.
Yeah.
That I liked. I thought that was really smart, really good writing.
Sorry. Brain no good.
Sorry.
Brain bad. Brain bad. Brain bad.
Yeah, you just intoxicated it too much. Go ahead.
No, brain bad. Alright, my next pro for this film is we get the anal probe of an alien in a whole new creepy way with the balls.
Yeah, with the golden sphere.
Yeah.
And that actually works into one of my pros, which is the upgraded sphere. I love the golden sphere. I think it's badass. I loved all the new stuff it did. It
went everywhere, and then, you're running away? Bloop.
Yeah, it ripped through Homeboy right out of his mouth. That was badass. Got stuck in his mouth. That was cool.
Yeah. No. Oh. Nightmares.
Yep. Speaking of nightmares, my next pro is that I love that big empty cemetery they come across.
Oh, that's mine too.
It had this fucking. Remember when I said Hellraiser feel? It had the Hellraiser feel like when they were walking through Leviathan, when they were walking through the.
And it was just
inside the configuration.
Empty.
Yeah, it was empty. That's what this reminded me of, and it looked really good, really well shot. I really enjoyed that part.
But in Leviathan, in the Hellraiser franchise, kind of. Yeah, I wouldn't expect anybody to be there. They're in their own personal hell.
Right.
But in this one, this is a cemetery. And all the graves are dug up.
And going along with the way it's shot, there's this good scene where they're inside a hotel room, they walk out of the hotel room, but the camera follows them through the window. And you can hear what they're saying clearly, even though the camera's inside the hotel room. It looks really cool, and it does it makes for a cool effect. I did enjoy that. I really thought that this movie was in just about every way superior to the original, in my opinion.
I won't go with superior, but I will say definitely superior, but a lot better done.
Better executed?
Yeah. Execute. There you go. There you go. The axe came down in this film.
Yep.
My last pro for this film is the Jawas attack again. We get Jawas attacking again.
And this time we get to see their faces, but it's still.
And they're all the dead people from the cemetery.
They look very demonic. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Before, we didn't get to see their faces.
Yeah.
And now we do, and we know, the minions are the people from the cemetery.
Yeah, from that cemetery, which we knew that's what they were doing in the first one, but you really get to see it more in this one.
Yes.
So.
But they still attacked very well.
Yeah, it was fun. In fact, the movie starts that way, and that's awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
Guys, this has been Phantasm 2. We really did enjoy this movie. I am very much looking forward now to the rest of the films in the franchise. I can't wait for Bill and I to bring them to you. Speaking of Bill, don't you fucking love this sweatshirt he's wearing? I wish this one was still available. I thought it came out really good in gray. I didn't think it was going to.
I got it in gray for the silver and black from the Raiders.
It looks awesome. Anyway. Yep. Yeah. Raise the hood. There you go. BroncoJuggalo Bill. Yep, that's badass. So anyways, guys, remember, check out the Teespring store where you can't get this one anymore or this one, but you can get a lot of other cool, badass shirts and hoodies. And coming soon, new products and new designs. BroncoJuggalo saying, peace.
And Bill saying, good night.
Sometimes you just gotta ignore your enemies. Sometimes you just gotta make them bleed. I've headed up to here with all the fake shit. Fake friends huddled up, that's a snake pit. King Kong about to rumble on some ape shit. Stab you with some scissors.